All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Prop Kitchen, man. Good morning. Plug Talk. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hope you
Good
guys are
morning.
doing well. Prop Kitchen, man. Good to have you back, bro. I know it's been a little while. I really appreciate you
Absolutely.
coming on and giving us your time. How was your Christmas, man?
It was good, man. We had some pretty bad football on Christmas, but you
Jesus, dude,
know,
was it ever?
oh my gosh. And coming as a Steelers fan, that part was kind of rough, but then
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought I thought it was bad until I watched the Texans play that same night.
yeah. Very true, man. It's been an ugly couple weeks of football, man, without a doubt. College been okay, but the NFL, man. Their product has been terrible lately.
I mean, did you watch the game yesterday between the Bengals and Broncos?
No, I didn't.
Oh man,
No.
what a game. That was probably the craziest game of the year, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sad I missed it. I didn't have any money on it, so I didn't even watch it.
Fair enough. It went to overtime, and the Bengals won in overtime, and they had the ball three times. They
I
had three
gave out the
chances to win the game.
Broncos. Yeah, I gave out the Broncos. I thought they were gonna, do something. I did a write up on it, but they're ass, bro. I don't know. I mean, I guess for for that type of game, I guess I can give them a little credit for taking the Bengals to overtime, but losing it, man, I was like, and not covering at the same time, that
Right.
kind of was a kick in the nuts. But
T. Higgins had three tutties.
yes, he did, bro. T. Higgins went bonkers, bro. I believe I gave T. Higgins out on the show yesterday for an anytime touchdown as well. Um,
You would have been
Speaking of
right three
anytime
times.
touchdowns, man. Yeah, I know. I would like someone had that ticket. Someone had that ticket.
Oh, for
Someone
sure.
had T. Higgins for 3 touchdowns for probably like a couple $100,000.
Every
Knowing
time,
the
I
damn
think it's
internet.
funny. Every time there's just some random player that scores a touchdown, I'm just thinking to myself, like, there had to be somebody, right? There had to
Someone
be at
had
least
that
one
motherfucker.
person, either in fantasy football, maybe, or just on some random bet. It's funny that we actually say this because I'm in one of my fantasy football championships. I had Joe Burrow, who did very well for me yesterday, and he had Chase Brown. And around middle of the fourth quarter, they both had around 17 points, and Chase Brown takes a run. No, so earlier in the day, rewind you. I was saying that Joe Burrow is going to score a rushing touchdown, and I even made a joke and sent a screenshot of the prop, which was plus 575. Chase Brown gets down to the 1 yard line and then gets hurt. And then
Yeah,
Joe
that's
Burrow
fucking
snuck it
insane.
in, and that was
Yep.
the biggest. That was a 12-point fantasy football swing for me. And I was like, man,
Yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
awesome, man.
I should have just I didn't place it because I was like, what's the chances Joe Burrow scores a rushing touchdown?
It fucking always happens like that, bro. It always happens like that. That's why I don't like to brag too much. Like on the show on Plug
Oh,
Talk, I give
for sure.
out a lot of good bets, man. Like I give out a lot of big plus money. I give out a lot of good bets, but I don't brag about it because, anyone can get on and just, blurt out, fucking plays. But if I have a ticket on it, you better believe that's when I'm gonna brag about it. You
No,
know what
yeah,
I
like
mean?
a
If I got
chest.
a
No, for
ticket on
sure.
it, yeah, I'm gonna brag about it. But if I ain't got a ticket, man, I just keep it pushing like it never happened. But uh yeah, man, we got some games to dig into today, man. Appreciate everyone that's in here. Green light, what's going on? Appreciate you being here, bro. We got Zach Cooper. He said, "Fire the cannons, big dog." I am right there with you. I already know what you're talking about. We're going to
That's a
get to
friend.
that
That's a
one in a
friend of mine
minute.
right there. So shout out to him.
Yeah. Oh man, the Buccaneers about to fuck shit up today. I really feel like they about to fuck shit up today. So I'm definitely with you on that one. All right. So yeah, man, I guess let's just get right into it, man. We got a bunch of NFL games to talk about. So that's what we're going to do in this game. We're just going to strictly talk about the NFL in this Plug Talk. You guys know we do this every day. Plug Talk 7 days a week, man. If you guys are new here, Appreciate you guys coming. I know we got quite a few people in here for Prop Kitchen. So I'm glad he came and is giving us his time, sharing his knowledge. You want props, man? I mean, there's nowhere else to go besides Props Kitchen. So I see you see his picks on the timeline every day. Write ups are fantastic, graphics, everything. He puts 100% into this, and I have nothing but respect for you and your work, man. So really happy
I
to have you
appreciate
on
that.
here. Yeah, man, definitely. If you guys don't follow Prop Kitchen and you guys need to follow Prop Kitchen, there's a QR code right on the side there. You guys see it with his logo. Use that QR code. It takes you to his beacon page, and you can find every single platform that Prop Kitchen is on. It's all under one tab. It's link in bio, basically. You just go right to that, and it will show you everywhere that you can find his work. So definitely check it out, man. It will be at the bottom of the screen almost the whole show. If you guys need to get in touch with it, I also have one as well, which is my $10 VIP for a month. If you guys join today, I will give you 3 months for the $10 for this show only. Just DM me if you guys want access, or just use the QR code and I'll get you set up today for 3 months for $10. But it's this show only. That's if you're in this show, you can use it today. But I'm not going to offer this anywhere else. All right, Prop man. Let's get right into it, man. So obviously we got the 1 o'clock game starting uh at 1 o'clock. So let's get right into it, man. We got the Jets taking on the Bills, man, to start us off. This is one of the bigger spreads on the board today. I think the only other spread that matches this one is probably the Buccaneers. So we got the Bills laying 10 points today, and we got the let me see here. I know I got this somewhere. Here it is. So we got the Buccaneers laying 10 points today. We got the Bills laying 10 points, and we got the Jets getting 10 points. The Bills are home here. We got a total of 44 and a half. It's slightly favored to the under in this one. Um, I mean,
Hmm.
looking at this game, man, it looks like a clear cut choice here. You guys, if you guys been in Plug Talk a lot, you guys know I'm a huge Josh Allen guy. I like Josh Allen a lot. Not necessarily the Bills team, but Josh Allen as a quarterback. I get made fun of. People tell me I have a Josh Allen fat head over my bed and all this kind of crazy stuff people make fun of me about, but it's okay. Um, I'm actually going to probably not lay the points today with the Bills. We have the Bills as a big home favorite, and we know they are the better team, man. There's no question about it. They are the better team. But I'm worried that the Bills defense, if they don't get better, like they're going to have major issues coming up here soon. Not I
No,
don't think
100%.
I think the yeah, I don't trust the Bills defense, man. I just don't, bro. I mean, when you got to do better. When they gave up what 21 points to the worst offense in the NFL. You just can't do that because we have seen recently the Jets offense actually starting to put things together a little bit. Let's be real. I mean, they have put up 300 plus yards in the last 3 games. I believe 2 of those games were over 4. I mean, I don't know,
I
man.
mean,
I think the Jets are going to do enough today to put some points on the board. I know the Bills are going to put points on the board. I like the over here. I lean the Jets plus the 10, but I'm going to go with the over 44 and a half here. Bills defense, I don't trust. I think the Jets do enough to put us over this total. And they put a couple scores on the board, and the Bills do the rest of the work to get us over the total.
yeah. So the way I see it, ever since Devontae Adams came, I mean, it really hasn't reflected in the win total, but you could tell, Aaron Rodgers has significantly improved his play. There's been obviously some chatter, they need to get Garrett Wilson the ball a little bit more. But I mean, you can't deny the impact that he has made. I'm trying to look at just what he has done in the last few weeks. I mean, I know he dropped a 50 bomb in fantasy football about 2 weeks ago. I mean, yeah, he has seven touchdowns. He's averaging 77 yards a game.
Shoot.
I mean, he's still very much an elite wide receiver, and he's kind of reminding us of that. Obviously, you have Brees Hall, you have Aaron Rodgers is playing. He's 41 years old now, 40 years old.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting up
His
there.
his podcast just came out on Netflix, and they talk about the stuff that he's doing with gosh, what was it even called? He's doing he has some crazy things he does to kind of keep his mind and body right. But yeah, I mean, the first matchup was a 3-point game. I think 10 points is. I would bet the Jets to cover that. On it, Jets have a solid defense. The Bills, this has to be a little bit of a get back game. The only thing that I'm thinking here is the MVP race between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen has tightened up a little bit, and this could be Josh Allen's week to really just be like, this is my award. I think he's rightfully deserving of this award after he's put this team on his back several times, and he's been let down by his defense several times.
Yep.
So I see my man Cooper saying Devontae Adams touchdown. I mean, whenever they get in that goal line situation, I mean, that fade is almost a guarantee. I need for $125 a big bet I did at the beginning of the year. I need Aaron Rodgers to not throw for 3 more touchdowns this year, and I need Josh Allen to throw for another 150 yards. So,
that 150 yards looks really fucking good because that's going to happen today.
That's going to happen today. The touchdowns are going to be. That's going to keep me on the edge of my seat. That was obviously before Devontae Adams was a Jet, so that would that changed things a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
that was a good bet, though.
It's in Buffalo. I mean, it's hard to beat the Bills in Buffalo. The weather there is always, almost below 0.
7 straight home games. Buffalo has won 7 straight.
Yeah, I don't doubt that they're going to win. I don't think it's going to be. I mean, they won ugly last week against the Patriots.
Giving up 21 points is absolutely disgusting to that offense, bro. I'm sorry. You got to do better. Like, you got to do better than that. You guys are really looking like a team that can make a pretty deep run, but not when you see them giving up fucking 21 points to teams like the Patriots, who are literally, in my eyes, one of the worst offenses in the NFL. I do want to get into Josh Allen here a little bit. Like you said, he is really trying to probably put a stamp on that MVP. And I think not just a couple passing touchdowns will help here, but I think a couple actual end zone touchdowns for Josh Allen will do the trick here.
I was going to say, write him down. He is going to be on the parlay.
Yes, he is. I mean, dude, you look at him. He scored 2 or more touchdowns in 3 of the Bills' last 4 games. Today, we're getting Josh Allen for 2+ touchdowns at a plus 600, bro. Yeah, I mean, I'll take a stab with that. It obviously, I mean, when you got a quarterback running for 2 or more touchdowns, almost every game, every other game in the last 4 or 5 games, he's obviously trying to make a statement or do something here because you just don't see that too often, right? I mean, unless you got like a Lamar or something like that going on. But I mean, Josh Allen is really trying to make a statement here, and I think he does it again today. He will find the end zone today. I love Josh Allen for an anytime touchdown today, but I am going to push my luck and take him for 2+ at a plus 600 today.
Absolutely. Yeah. I said it feels like every time, he's seemed to have, ran away with the MVP award, Lamar Jackson just kind of creeps a little bit closer and a little bit closer. So, and before, prior to last week, he ran for a touchdown 6 straight games. So
fucking crazy. Is there anything else you like in here? You like anything, maybe a little bit of Dawson Knox action here or anyone on the Jets?
Yeah, so one of my props of the day is Brees Hall to over 73.5 rushing and receiving yards. I think that line is just a little bit too low for what we've seen out of Brees Hall. He obviously is a super talented running back, and he is, he's had a good year. There was a little bit of hiccups in the middle of the year. You started seeing Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis start taking some carries away. But all in all, I mean, you can't deny that he's their best running back. He's a 3 down back. He catches balls out of the backfield, and I have him down for 73.5. I know some books, whenever I was placing that, had it as high as 80.5. So I got really good value on that play, and I like him to. He had, what was the total he had against Buffalo the first game? 169 all-purpose yards.
I like
If
it, man.
he just needs half of that today to hit that line. So
Yep, I like it, man. I like almost everything Bills today. Like I said, I'm a little nervous laying the 10 here. Maybe possible backdoor for the Jets just because of this Bills defense. But I do think this is a game where we got to take advantage of some props. And like you said, Ben, I don't think we can go wrong with a Josh Allen anytime touchdown. I love the Brees Hall look that you just gave. There's one more play that I do want to kind of throw in here for you guys. I do think that if you look at Bernard, it's a defensive prop for the Buffalo Bills. But if you look at just his solo tackles over 4.5, it's a bit pricey at a -165, but I think it's pretty safe. I mean, he's projected to get 8 today. And I know it's a -165. We don't normally like to look at that, but that also brings me kind of to, just a parlay piece that if you want to make a same game parlay, you could probably add that. Like, don't forget about these defensive props, man. They defensive props really do smack a lot.
oh yeah, I've had some good luck with those
Yep.
this year.
Same with kicking props, man. Same with kicking props. All right. So we got a couple people in the comments for this game. So Devontae Adams, anytime touchdown. He says, who is this? This is Zach Cooper. He's saying Devontae Adams, anytime touchdown is looking juicy. Definitely agree, man. You can't go wrong with Adams anytime touchdown. He's also saying a Allen and Adams anytime touchdown, same game. That's a juicy one. I like it. And then we have someone saying Hall to get a touchdown. So that's Jose. What do you think about that one? Prop. You like Hall for a touchdown?
It's tough. I mean, like I said, because once they get down in that like goal line area, it seems like the route they like to take now is to just loft it up to Adams and goal line fade. So I mean, it really kind of just depends on the circumstances. I'm trying to see, has any touchdown production been taken away from? I know, like I said, I know Braylon Allen, I believe, had a touchdown or two not that long ago. No, he had one. Okay, and then who was it? Isaiah Davis, I think, had a touchdown not that long ago. So I mean, if the Jets just stick to, Isaiah Davis had touchdown 2 weeks ago, and then the week before that too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think if they get to goal, if they get to first and goal, I think I would like to think that they're gonna try and get Brees Hall in there. But I saw that Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, they were talking about making history, and I'm not sure who it's for. I'm trying to remember what I read. There's some kind of milestone that those two could meet today. So I think, and Aaron Rodgers seems like the kind of guy will just he likes to kind of force. You could, if you just went ahead and watched like his first game with Adams, they were trying to force touchdowns so badly.
Yep.
And I could see them. I could see
Doing
them
that
trying to
today.
do that today. And
Yep.
if I had to lean anyone, it would probably be Devontae Adams. I mean, he's scored in 4 straight weeks now. So that's obviously Rodgers' guy when it comes down to the end zone. But I mean, if they find themselves, 1 yard line and they want to just punch it in, then absolutely Brees Hall would be the way there.
All right. All right. So let's keep it moving, man. We definitely gave some good picks. Obviously, we'll do I'm gonna do a recap on each game just so we're clear. We're gonna go we're both kind of leaning the Jets on this one plus the points, but not loving it. Devontae Adams anytime touchdown looks really good. But obviously our favorite here is Josh Allen anytime touchdown. I highly suggest that everybody gets in on that action right there. You're getting at it a plus 105. Guys, no shit. Josh Allen anytime touchdown should be projected at like a minus 200, in my opinion. So the value on that is insane.
It's plus
Even
odds
though it is
here.
very low at a plus 105, you know what I mean? That's like James Cook, man. Like, it's just really good value. Anything above plus money is great value with guys like Josh Allen and James Cook on this team. So,
Where's that
all right,
plus?
you got
Where do you have that at plus odds?
Josh Allen is on DraftKings at a plus 105.
I mean, I'm being robbed by these apps. I don't have
Yeah, man.
DraftKings. It's a Prize Picks goblin.
Bro, if you go to
It's crazy.
FanDuel, listen to me, y'all. If you go to FanDuel, take your take your props on FanDuel. Anytime touchdown props on FanDuel are always priced 100 times better. I bet if you go to FanDuel right now and look up Josh Allen anytime touchdown, I bet you he's going to be way more than a plus 105. So usually that's the case. FanDuel is usually the best odds when it comes to touchdown props. DraftKings is okay, but Prize Picks and all them other ones, Sleeper, they're usually the worst. But
Oh,
when it
100%.
comes to when it comes to touchdown props, man, if you guys are able to shop, man, please shop lines, man. It's so important. All right, next game we got, man. Let's keep it going. We gave some good picks in that one. So Josh Allen is going to be our first look for our anytime touchdown parlay we're cooking for y'all. Well, we'll just do that at the end. All right, so next game we got on the chopping block is going to be a rivalry game here in Philadelphia against the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles. Eagles are a big home favorite in this game, laying 7.5 points, where we got the Dallas Cowboys coming into Philadelphia as a 7.5 point underdog. We got a total of 37.5 here, slightly favored to the over. Um, is this number justified? Even without Hurts is the question.
Ooh,
Is it
yeah,
is it
that's
right that the Eagles are a 7.5 point favorite with no Hurts? What do you think, prop?
man, it's tough. I honestly, I like the Cowboys to cover. I do. I mean, maybe it's the inner Steelers fan of me that's saying like it's just Kenny Pickett. The thought of him as a starting quarterback, it makes me a little sick inside, just because I've watched him play and just how he's just very. I mean, he looked all right last week. I'll give him that, but I mean, he just looked very stagnant. I like. I think the player to watch for would be AJ Brown. I mean, he targeted. I think I saw something where him and Devontae Smith had like 95% of the targets or something last week. So I mean, I would lean the Cowboys covering. I mean, they're coming off a 26-24 win against the Buccaneers, a game that they weren't expected to win. The Eagles lost at Washington in a crazy finish with Jaden Daniels, which I'm sure we'll get to later, winning
Mhm.
it at the very end of the game. I think the Eagles win, but I think they win ugly here.
Yeah, they've been having one of them Philadelphia all kinds of sport, don't matter what sport it is, kind of season where it's just they muck shit up really bad. But here I'm actually going to be on probably the opposite side of you on this one. It's just a lean, nothing I'm betting. But I do like the Eagles here. We know these two teams hate each other. I mean, this is a rivalry. No hurts. The Eagles are still a big favorite, and that kind of speaks a lot to me kind of here. Even with no hurts, we are still laying a touchdown with the Eagles. I know they're at home, but they still got Barkley, man. And
Oh
arguably
yeah,
this is, they still got Barkley, and honestly this is arguably the league's MVP. You know what I mean? I mean, this guy, if not the division MVP, I mean, he's just having a crazy year. And and he's going against the worst run defense in the NFL today. The Cowboys' run defense is absolutely horrible. And I also think that Kenny Pickett is going to be fine in this game. I truly do. I think he's going to come out here and have a decent game. I think he's going to move the ball. I think he's going to do enough to get the Eagles on the board. We see a lot of these quarterbacks come in, man, in bad situations. Well, you know, that are supposed to be bad situations, and they really rise to the occasion. And I think a lot of people are probably going to be nervous with Hurts out, and probably going to be taking this big number with the Cowboys today in a rivalry game like this, with no Hurts, you know. So I do think that them being favored here the way they are is still probably a good sign that, you know, the Eagles, you know, are going to probably come in here and run this game start to finish. We got to remember the Eagles do still have one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Well,
So with Barkley, you know, Pickett, experience and defense and being home, you got to give me the Eagles in this one. I also like Barkley. Obviously, we can't take him for one touchdown, but we can take him for two at a plus 275. And I do think that you need to be looking probably at, like Prop said, probably Brown in this one. I think that Pickett is going to be targeting. If they're not running the ball, he's going to be targeting the best receiver. And you can argue, you know, you could argue between whatchamacallit and Brown, but you know, in this one, you got to give me Brown here, man. So I'm with you there. I like
yeah,
AJ Brown
going
in this
back.
game. Good.
Yeah, one thing that struck my memory here. CeeDee Lamb is not playing in this game, so that most definitely shifts things, and that might kind of help me convince that the Eagles could cover the spread here. Without CeeDee Lamb, I mean, who do they really have? I mean, they have Brandon Cooks, who's on the wrong side of 30 now. I mean, he's been a very, very underrated receiver. I would say his entire career, he's been traded probably more than anyone I've ever seen that can put up 1,000 yards a season. Turpin, I think he might get some extra looks today. But who do they got? Jalen Tolbert. I mean, they really don't have a.
That might be
I
a
mean,
sneaky good one right there.
there's CeeDee Lamb, and then there's a bunch of guys, in my opinion. And then also, I mean, it's worth noting Saquon Barkley is, he could still break the record for all, the most rushing yards in the season. Eric Dickerson says he doesn't think that's going to happen, which I don't know if that, maybe provides like an extra chip on his shoulder.
Oh yeah, I'm
Um,
definitely does. He went public with that.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah, then let's go.
and then
Barkley's about to come in here.
my favorite part is that he was like, oh, I don't think he does it, and then right after that he has to be like, well, if he does do it, it was in 17 games, so it's like
Yeah.
just just an old head move. Doesn't want his record broken. I mean, I get it.
I like it. That's funny, man. So let's look at this real quick. Barkley, man, 124 plus rushing yards in the Eagles' last four games against the NFC. Then you got let me see. You got Barkley. He has scored 2 touchdowns in 3 of the Eagles' last 4 games against the NFC. I mean, this is, and with no Hurts, man, this is shaping up to be just a Barkley day for the books. I mean, it should be anyway. I do like that look you gave. I mean, you said it briefly, but Tolbert, man, I think if anyone's going to get it done, it's either Rico or Tolbert. I like Tolbert at plus 600, man, for an anytime touchdown. I think the best play to take with the Cowboys, if you guys absolutely, I know how you Cowboy fans are. Just kidding, guys. If anyone's a Cowboy fan out there, just kidding. No, but for real, you guys really would have to probably bet your team. So if I was y'all, I would definitely look at the best thing y'all got going for you, and that's Aubrey. The Eagles
Oh yeah.
defense is good. There's going to be a lot of times where the Cowboys in this game are probably going to be fourth and long, but we know Aubrey has a fucking leg. I mean, seriously. I mean, this guy 50 and better, man. So look for Aubrey. I talked about Aubrey in the very beginning of the year. I told you guys, man, make sure you guys tail this guy all year. I said this at the beginning of the season. Obviously, his line has climbed and climbed and climbed as the season went on, but you can actually get Aubrey today at a decent price, man. Take his kicking points over 6.5 today at a -125. I think it's a good look. I think there's going to be a lot of fourth and longs today for the Cowboys, where
Hmm.
they're going to bring in Aubrey and get points on the board instead of just trying to go for it.
That's a really good look. Yeah, he's covered that in 12 of 15 games. And like I said, CD Lamb. I mean, that's their touchdown guy as well. So I mean,
Yep. I like Brandon Aubrey a lot today, man. His kicking points at 6.5 at a -125 looks really good. He's actually five.
so,
No, he's actually got 8 or more kicking points in the last 5 games for the Cowboys as well.
yep.
So there's some big trends back in that play, and that's at a -125. All right, man. You got anything else you want to add for this game?
No, not really. Other than I think it's going to be It's hard to bet against Saquon Barkley. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
especially I don't know what he is for 2 touchdowns, but it's definitely worth a sprinkle in my opinion. I mean, the biggest threat Saquon Barkley had at the goal line now was Jalen Hurts, obviously tush push, and
Yep.
without that, I mean, I think now he's going to get all the goal line touches.
All of them. Yep. And it's at a +265. So not great, but +265, man, in a game like this does look very, very doable. So the value's not there, but it is definitely a good look because in a play like this, it's like your chances, at least your attempts, are going to really be there. So a +265, man, on a play like Barkley getting 2 touchdowns, in my opinion, is worth it, even though it's not much value. Yeah, facts, Tim. I like the Eagles today, bro. And you're not going to hear me say that often, Tim. But I do like the Eagles today. All right. Let's get on to the next game, man. Where we got them cannons, man, as Zach Cooper said. We got the Buccaneers, man, taking on the Carolina Panthers. So we got the Buccaneers as one of the biggest favorites on the board today, besides the Buffalo Bills. The Buccaneers are at home here, laying 10 points. Carolina's coming in, getting 10 points, and we got a total of 47.5 in this game. Slightly favored to the over. At a 47.5. I think the Buccaneers absolutely shit on Carolina today. I really do.
Man, I want to say so, but Panthers. I mean, Panthers have looked pretty good, man. They've
They
they've
have.
they've come.
They are
I
one of the
think
more improved teams over the last 6 weeks, for sure.
Bryce Hall is not sorry. Bryce Young.
Right, Sean?
Everyone wrote him off, but as Geno Smith said, he didn't write back. He's he's starting to show why he went number 1 overall. Starting to show some talent. I mean, it's tough. It's one thing I like the Bucks to cover, and it really just comes down to the Buccaneers have everything to play for. The Panthers don't.
Right.
I think the Panthers' best offensive player I'd say by a pretty wide margin this year was Chuba Hubbard, and he's out for this game. He's out for the rest of the year. So
Yep. He's gone.
unfortunate for those who have fancy football. Not the Buccaneers are at home. It's they're tied with Atlanta for the best record in the South. Atlanta has a really tough matchup this week against the Commanders, so a win today would really, and then I mean I'm just looking at the Buccaneers' rest of schedule. I mean they have the Panthers and then they have the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've watched
Falcons.
this,
Buccaneers got. That's why the Buccaneers are still favored to win the division.
I mean, they should be. I mean, they should be.
over the Falcons. I mean, them and the Falcons are favored. I mean, are tied right now for the division, but the Bucks are favored when we've already seen the Falcons beat the Bucks what, twice this year, right?
Was it? I think it was. I know. The last matchup, that's what happened. I'm not. Yeah, they beat them 31-26 and 36-30. So I mean, both were very, very
Yeah,
good
and
games.
that just
It's
shows
tough.
you how favorable the matchups are for the Bucks moving forward here because they're still
And
favored to win the
The
division.
Falcons are starting a rookie quarterback the rest of the way. I mean,
I know. Can
uh,
you imagine if they beat the Commanders tonight, though? Sheesh.
yeah, we'll get to that one. That would be definitely. It's going to be tough. I mean, it's in Washington, right? I'm pretty sure Washington,
Mm-hmm.
especially
Super tough game.
if somehow the Cowboys, pull off a miracle, that's going to even ignite the Commanders a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
to push because they still can win the division somehow, some way.
Yep, very true.
When it comes to this game, like I said, I mean, I saw someone say it as soon as we got on here. I'm a big Bucky Irving fan. I think the Panthers. I mean, you're talking about the Cowboys having a bad run defense. I'd say the two teams that I can tell you that, in my opinion, have a worse rush defense than us every week. You're attacking these two defenses, is the Panthers and the Giants.
mm,
I think Bucky Irving has a big game. I think they're gonna use him a little bit more than normal today. I know he's kind of taken over the reins, but Rashad White had a very costly fumble last week, and there's kind of there was a lot of talk and why was he not the guy? Why was Bucky Irving not the guy last week? In a critical primetime game, they lost to the Cowboys, and
yep.
I think it's Bucky Irving time.
I love it. I mean, I absolutely love that look. I love the Bucky Irving look, man. I'm with you right there with that. I think we're getting, pretty decent value with him as well. I really like them like short dumps they do. And I think we're going to see that a lot today. Believe it or not, I think Bucky Irving receptions might be a good look today. Um, I like him any way you want to get him. Not necessarily a touchdown. He's at a minus 165. So not necessarily there, even though I do think he definitely finds the end zone. But I think there's better ways that you can attack Bucky Irvin today than just a touchdown. I am on Tampa Bay in this game. Like I said, they're tied with Atlanta. This is a really big game for Tampa. If they secure this win today and the Falcons lose, you could basically hand the division uh to Tampa. So they're going to come in here with their foot on the gas. I don't think they're going to let up. I think they play the full game as tough as they can, and I don't think there's going to be any breaks in this game at all for the Buccaneers. I think they absolutely have a possible chance to blow the doors off of the Panthers here, if they play to their capabilities. So I definitely do think the Panthers have been improved, but I just don't think they have the horses to keep up with the Buccaneers. So
Yeah,
I definitely think the Buccaneers are a really good bet today.
because I just can't stress enough. Their offense. You know, Chuba Hubbard did so much for that offense to kind of relieve the pressure off of Bryce Young, and now he's not going to have him anymore. So he's going to really have to rely on himself here, and it might come with more turnovers. Might come with a little bit more mistakes because he's not going to have the running back to kind of bail him out of some certain situations like before.
Yep. All right, you got anything else in this one that you like?
I mean, not really. I mean, I like. I'm pretty sure the odds are not very great right now, but Adam Thielen, I liked his yards kind of when it opened. Right now it's hovering around, 57 and a half. I'm looking to see who's injured because I know there was a lot of guys on the Panthers that were questionable coming into this game. Obviously, Mike Evans deserves a look every single week just because
Yeah.
he's the guy in Tampa Bay. Kate Auden's
He
still
has
not playing.
great he has great numbers against the
Sterling
Panthers.
Shepard's out too. So I mean, I'll be attacking Mike Evans as well. He burned me last week by not scoring a touchdown, but I'll forgive him.
I think his receiving yards is worth a look. I mean, dude, I'm going back head-to-head stats against the Panthers for Mike Evans. I mean, you go back and look at his last 5 or 6 games against the Panthers, bro. I mean, he scored damn near 100 receiving yards in all them games. He's
No,
got 90 plus receiving yards in 5 of the last 6 games against the Panthers. So I think, I mean, that's a good call, man. Mike Evans. I mean, you hit it. I mean, he scored at least one touchdown in the Buccaneers' last 4 home games against the Panthers. I mean, the value ain't great with Mike Evans today at a -120, but I mean, shit, man. I mean, you get the receiving yards for him. They're not terrible. I mean, 80 plus receiving yards for Mike Evans is at a -130. I don't think that's a bad look.
no, not at all. Especially it's that Kate Auden's hurt. Sterling Shepard's out. And Sterling Shepard, I think, outside of Jalen McMillan, who I haven't looked at his lines, but he's definitely a
That's a
sleeper. I think a
Yeah,
sleeper
hell yeah.
today. He's starting to come along pretty well. He's had 50 yards in 3 straight games, 50 plus yards. At 42 and a half yards, I mean, I could definitely, he's a rookie, and he's, how rookie receivers, as the season gets on. I'm just kind of looking at the lines. I mean, you can get him 38 and a half out at MGM. That's definitely worth a little sprinkle right there. And I might have to play that. I
I
can see
like it,
Jalen
dude. I
McMillan.
like that look a lot. I like McMillan a lot. Honestly, I think out of all the touchdown scores today, besides Thielen at a +250, I can honestly say Jalen McMillan is probably the best value anytime touchdown I see on the board in this game at a +155. So, I mean, I like it, man. I
Yeah,
like
he
it a lot.
scored 3 straight weeks, including 2 touchdowns 3 weeks ago. So
Really? I didn't know that.
yeah, he's 4 touchdowns over his last 3 games. I mean, definitely, like I said, Kate
I
Auden
like
was
it.
Kate Auden, Sterling Shepard. I mean, it's just more targets that he's going to get.
Yep, I'm writing that down, man, so I don't forget. All right, let's keep it moving, man. Next game we got on the betting board. Um, looks like we got the Colts taking on the Giants. What an ugly game this is, huh? We got the Colts on the road as a 7.5 point favorite, man. New York at home as a 7.5 point underdog. We got a total of 40.5 in this game. Um, looks like Colts are a big favorite here. I'm not loving it at all, man. I'm really not, bro. I don't think this line is justified. I'm sorry. Giants are one of, if not the worst team in the NFL, and I completely understand that. And I get that you can say, bro, they're looking for the number one draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna not want to win these games or whatever. I mean, the Colts just gave up 30 points at home versus the damn Titans, bro. Like, and now you're on the road laying 7.5 points. It's not justified in my eyes. This is a game I will not be touching. I think you can probably get some good props out of this game. So I'm really interested to hear what you got. But my opinion would be if I was forced to bet this game, I am taking the points with the Giants at home. The Colts should not be laying 7.5 points on the road against anybody.
100% agree. A lot of interesting things about this game. So I mean, what's crazy is I didn't plan it to happen this way, but I do have actually 2 New York Giants on my 5 prop menu today.
Love it.
Just because there's some good looks here. One thing to note, I mean the Giants are 0-8 at home this year.
Jesus Christ.
This is their last chance to win in front of their home home either home team here. I'm just curious. I mean, would have lost today? Like, mess their draft position up. I mean, at this point, they
Well, they're two
probably
and
are
13,
playing for the
man.
first overall pick.
Right.
So I know the Raiders won a couple weeks ago. If not, let me see NFL draft order.
God, they have
I'm looking at the
lost.
draft order right now just to see.
I mean, believe me, there is so much that tells you take the Colts here, but man, I can't do it, bro.
And I think, and the Giants have the Eagles next week. So I mean, even if they somehow did pull a miracle win today, I don't see them winning next week anyway. And right now they have a one game lead, if you want to say, for the number one overall pick. I guess yeah. I mean, game props. I don't know how to feel about a 40 the total. I mean, I'd probably lean the under on it.
Yep.
I think this game could get very ugly. Obviously, no Anthony Richardson. We don't know which Joe Flacco we're going to get today. If we get because I mean, hey, Joe Flacco. I mean, you've seen him play very, very well. But I mean, the Giants just, yeah, they've been just terrible this year. I mean, they lost 34-7 last week, 35-14. They lost by 3 points to the Saints. And if you watched Thursday Night Football with the Saints on it, you will know just how bad they are right now. And there's not a team more injured than them right now. Ironically enough, I say that they're the New Orleans Pelicans of the NFL right now. And
Yeah, facts.
ironically enough, they're both in New Orleans, but they're both in very similar situations where you look at their roster and you just don't even know who. You're like, who are these guys?
You see Drew
But we'll get to the
Lock's
Saints.
passing yards today? They're at a
Yeah, it's about
175.
it went down to 175. I saw it like in the
175.
180s, and I was like,
Well, no, it's
Drew
not at.
Lock.
I'm sorry.
He's a very
It's not at a 175. It is at a. Let me see. Hold on.
yeah, 175. I'm about to open my phone up and
Right,
sprinkle a little
right.
bit if that's the
No, that
case.
was a mistake. It's not a 175. It's at a. Blah, blah, blah.
I think it's in the 180s, like the
Yeah,
188 range.
190 and a half. 190 and a half.
Ooh,
But I mean, he's only
that's
as
tough.
a
I
starter,
mean,
he's only averaging 160. So 104. Honestly, if you really look at his overall average, is a 104. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is
I'll tell you the two targets I have right now. I have 1 second. I have Malik Neighbors over to get 6 catches. I mean, if there is something the Giants fans can be excited about, it is Malik Neighbors. Kind of a Odell Beckham Jr. kind of situation here, where I mean he's had 5+ catches in 8 of the last 10 games, and 10 of 13 games this year. I mean, when it comes to receptions, he's been the model consistency, target shared. I mean, the guy gets almost double-digit targets every single game, and I like him to catch 6. I mean, it's on FanDuel right now. They have that at -140. That is one of my official plays today. And I think that's it's a little bit juice, but I like Malik Neighbors to catch 6 passes today. And I think the other prop that I'm running is Tyrone Tracy. He just needs 17 receiving yards today.
I like it.
That's
I like him
he's
for a
averaging.
touchdown, honestly. You're getting it at a plus
Definitely see that happening.
175. Him and Josh Downs, I think, are two sneaky looks today.
Oh yeah, Joe Flacco loves Josh Downs.
I think it's a pretty good look. I really like Josh Downs' receptions. I mean, he's averaging 57 yards a game, man. I think it's probably a good look today to be looking at Josh Downs. I think he gets targeted quite a bit, and I think he does probably find the end zone. That's just me. He scored a touchdown in 3 of his last 4 games against teams with a losing record. There's a couple trends backing Downs today, man, that I like. So
Josh Downs. I mean, if you look at with Joe Flacco, he's had 8 receptions, 9 receptions,
Let's
seven
go.
receptions, and then he had 4, and then he had 6, and then he had 7. I mean, the line's at,
5.5.
I mean, according 5.5. I mean, he's 5 out of 6 games with Joe Flacco. He's hit that. Receiving yards, he's had 60 plus yards every single game with Joe Flacco this year. You can get that at 60.5. I mean,
I love it.
basically almost has hit every single game outside of one game where he only had 60 against a tough Minnesota team on the road.
Yep. I love it, man. Josh
For
Downs
fan,
60 plus is where I'm going. Josh Downs 60 plus receiving yards at a minus 120 is where I'm going in this one. All right.
yeah, I would absolutely play that.
Yep. 100%. All right. You got anything else you like in this game?
Not really. It's not the most exciting game.
Ugly.
I did like. I mean, if you want a kind of a easy, if you're doing touchdown parlays and you want an easy one, I mean, Jonathan Taylor. He scored in 6 out of 10 games with Joe Flacco. Sorry, hold on. Wrong. He scored in 2 out of 4 games with Joe Flacco. And, if you want to add someone to your touchdown parlays today, I think Jonathan Taylor is always a pretty safe bet, as long as he's not dropping the ball right before he gets to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, hold on to that motherfucker, Taylor, for real, bro.
And it's funny because he had 3 last week, definitely his best game of the year, and first touchdown he's like holding on to it like with his life, just to like kind of as like a
joke.
I'm not going to make that mistake twice. Yeah.
I bet, bro. I mean, you don't normally see that from a player like Taylor, bro. Something like that happen. You don't normally see something like that.
Yeah, he's a veteran.
Man, very.
I mean, I love. Oh man, did I love him coming out of Wisconsin? He was my favorite running back.
Yeah,
that
he's a
year.
fucking monster, man. All right, next game, man. Another ugly game for the board, man. Here, we got the Raiders taking on the Saints. We are in New Orleans for this game. You got the Saints getting 2 points. You got the Raiders laying 2 points. And you got a total at 37.5. I would say, wow, this is a really low total, but we actually got a lower one than this on the board today, which is absolutely absurd. But we do. So we got the Raiders coming in as a slight road favorite here. Minus 125 on the money line. You got a plus 105 for the Saints at home. I mean, this is just a game that I absolutely cannot have any parts of. I will not be betting this game today at all. I'm hoping that you have
Absolutely not.
I'm hoping you have a good prop or something for us in this game. Look, I think that this line has flipped a bunch of times, by the way. I have seen on some books where the Raiders were the underdog, and I've seen on some books where the Saints were the underdog, as they are now on DraftKings. So this line has gone back and
Gosh,
forth.
I couldn't even.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an ugly game. I mean, we just seen the Saints; they just got shut out by the Packers. And if you trust this Raiders offense, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, you got their last game, so this is what they got.
There is one guy on that team you can very much trust, and that is rookie tight end Brock Bowers. He is
Bowers, yeah,
absolute stud.
Yeah, he is. He's an absolute monster. I do respect Bowers. I'll give you that. I do respect Bowers. But when we're talking about guys like Rattler and that Saints O-line, bro, I mean, Bowers should have a good game. But look, they look like a fucking varsity team, bro. It was so bad, man.
Junior varsity team.
Yeah, bro. The Saints O-line is horrible, bro. It is horrible. And don't get me started on the run game, bro. That Saints run game. Oh my God.
Yeah, without Kamara, it's rough.
Dude, it is ugly, man. Like that team is just so out of it. So I guess if I'm forced to pick a side, it's Raiders. I think the best bet in this game would be the under. I don't see where points are going to come from, man. I really don't. I don't trust the Raiders offense. I don't trust the Saints to do anything, so I like the under here. Game I can't touch at all. Like you said, Bowers maybe. Other than that, man, this game is just a toss up in my eyes. But I got to go with the
Yeah.
Raiders, if anything.
If I had to lean in a direction, I'm definitely going the Raiders. I think they have a little bit more talent on the offensive side, especially, and the Saints just. I mean, if you watch the game against the Packers, then that just tells you kind of everything you need to know about the Saints right now.
Yep.
They were just absolutely atrocious to watch. It was Spencer Rattler. There was a very very brief period where he was a top 10 draft pick projected in the draft coming out of Oklahoma, and I'll never forget. I usually don't catch moments I guess like this, but I'll never forget the game where Spencer Rattler was knocked out of the game and Caleb Williams comes in as a freshman. I'm pretty sure it was against Texas, and storms back and wins them the game, and the rest is pretty much history with Spencer Rattler. He went to South Carolina, and he was decent there, but his kind of stock kind of fell off from there. And I mean, I think there's certain players that I think get a lot of crap, especially at the quarterback position. And I'll say the two of them, which we haven't gone to one game yet. Whenever you watch like other guys come in and fill the same shoes, you're like, oh man, like maybe it wasn't that bad. And I'd say one of the guys was definitely Derek Carr. I'm not a huge Derek Carr guy. I'm not saying like I don't think he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but if you have to watch someone else, play the same position he does, and you're like, okay, maybe he's not as bad as everyone wants to give him crap
Hmm.
for. And I'd say, and I'm pretty sure we still have one more 1 o'clock game to cover. I'm just kind of looking at everything. But I would say the other player, which we're going to get to, is Tua. I would say, I mean, he gets a lot of crap, but man, if you had to sit there and watch Skylar Thompson and Tim Boyle play quarterback for them,
You'll respect them a little bit
you
more.
have to you have to respect him a little bit more. But yeah, this is definitely an ugly game. I don't really have any bets other than I think Brock Bowers receptions is worth a look. Aiden
Yep.
O'Connell, I'd say longest reception for Brock Bowers is pretty solid. It's at 21 and a half. He's covered that in 7 of his last 10 games. But outside of that, I don't even know who scores a touchdown in this game.
Yep. I'm
I think
with
the
you.
Saints. I think the Saints have to try and see what they got at with a is it Keandre Miller? I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Drafted him in the third round. You got to kind of see what you got there. Alvin Kamara's, he's not getting any younger. But I mean, the Saints.
Yeah.
I
I,
mean,
I
just talk about unfortunate luck this year. I mean, they lost Shaheed early on in the season. Then they lost Olave, Kamara, Derek Carr. So I mean, and then you could even say Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He was starting to do some things for them. He's hurt now, so I mean, they just haven't really caught a break from a
yeah.
skills position standpoint.
Yeah, they're pretty done up, man. I mean, I'm not really thrilled about anything in this game at all, like you said. If there was one guy, maybe like you said, Brock Bowers, it has to come from the Raiders for me. So maybe even Jacoby Myers, maybe for a touchdown. But other than that, man, it's nothing on this game that I like. All right. Let's move on to the next, man. Here's another one. I promise there are better games after this. We got the Titans. We got the Titans taking on the Jaguars, man. So we got the Titans coming in as a 1 point favorite here on the road at a minus 108 on the money line. The Jaguars are a 1 point underdog at home at a minus 112 on the money line. And we got a total of 38 in this game locked up on both sides. This is another extremely ugly game here and very tough to trust either team. Now, we did see the Jags beat the Titans a couple weeks ago. So this is a revenge game for the Titans here. Both teams evenly suck in my opinion. So, I mean, it's hard to get on either side here. If I had to, I would say Titans for me, but this is a game that I can't touch either, man. I don't like to pass on games. Like I don't like to give a pass. I always try to give a pick. But this is a game I will not have any money on. There's just too many options on the board today to be betting games like this. I mean, I would say if there's anyone that I would like to look at in this game, it would probably be Ridley, or
Revenge
Westbrook,
game.
Akine, right? That's probably the other guy. I mean, I think there's value on this dude. I have took him almost anytime that I see the Titans on the road. I'm backing this guy, man. Westbrook Akine has been a fucking savage for me. I don't know why. Dude, he has been. Every
There's
time I
always just
pick,
those. There's always just those players.
yeah, every time I pick this dude for a touchdown, man, he cashes. So plus 390 today. Every time I picked him on the road, he's hit a touchdown for me. So I'm running it back this week, bro. I've already put the bet in. So give me Akine here for an anytime touchdown, man.
I here's who I want to add to our little touchdown parlay we're doing at the end of this. And I got 2 words. His name is Tajay Spears. This is a player that I'm excited. I'm excited to see in an expanded role today without Tony Pollard. I liked him a lot coming out of college. He went to Tulane. He lit up the Senior Bowl. Absolutely lit up the Senior Bowl. Elevated his stock a little bit. He's battled some injuries. He was behind Derrick Henry last year and behind Tony Pollard this season. He's had 4 touchdowns the last 2 weeks. And I was with Tony Pollard playing. He's playing against Jacksonville, who we all know is a very, very bad defense. And if I were to, throw a dart and say, here's who's scoring today, that's the first name that pops up in my brain. Calvin Ridley. I saw a lot of talk where he's determined to have a good game today. I'd look at his receiving yards. Or his longest reception. I like both of those looks today. Just because he's motivated to have a good game today. And Calvin Ridley, you gotta remember, he's a little bit of a gambler himself. So I don't know, maybe he sprinkled a little bit. Maybe he sprinkled a little bit on himself today.
I definitely like it. I like Ridley today.
I would lean longest reception at either 24 or 25.5 over receiving yards, but I like him. Like I said, nothing better than motivation, and I love it.
He steps up. He steps up in division games. Calvin Ridley steps up in division games. Go look at his last 5 or 6 games where they've been on the road against the division teams. He scored a touchdown in 5 of his last 6 games. Yeah. When they played a division team on the road, Ridley has. Also looks like even his receiving yards, man. I mean, he's hit over 60 receiving yards in his last 6 road games against division teams as well. So Ridley is a really good look today as well, man. I do like that Spears look, though.
Yeah, that's about as much as I want to, even talk about this game, just because it's just one of those other games where it's 2 teams have 0 to play for outside of possibly a better draft pick.
Yep. All right. Well, we're going to keep it moving then, man. Because this is an ugly game and we have a couple better games to talk about today. Got 3 more games left to talk about here. We got the Dolphins take it on the Browns for our next matchup here, man. We got the Dolphins coming in as a 3-point favorite on the road. Bit of a head scratcher for me on this one. We got a total set at the lowest total on the board, and to be fair, this might be one of the lowest totals of the year. I mean, I can't remember a lower total than this. It's at 33 right now. Wow. It's locked up on both sides at a -110 here for the total. You got the Dolphins at a -170 on the road on the money line, and you got the Browns at home at a +142 on the money line here at home. So I don't know what's going on with this game. The line's been moving crazy. Someone's out, maybe
Tua is doubtful for this game.
There it is. He's not playing. The line opened up at a 7. It's now down to a 3.5. Tua is not playing this game.
Well, he's doubtful. He hasn't been ruled out.
Bro, this line is saying my man's out. like,
I mean,
like,
yeah, that's fair.
yeah, this
I
line
mean,
is
and then
saying,
and then it just becomes it just becomes just another ugly game. I mean,
yep,
whether it's I like Tyler Huntley a few years back, but I mean, he definitely wasn't moving any needles whenever he was at quarterback for them this year. And then don't get me started on DTR. I can't. I don't understand it. I've watched him play almost too many times than I would like to in the NFL. I don't think
yep.
he's good. I don't buy it. I don't know why they're trying to. I mean, if they had Jameis Winston now, that makes it a little bit more interesting. Love him, hate him, Jameis Winston. I mean, he puts up fancy, he puts up statistics. But I mean,
Yes.
even sometimes negative statistics. But I mean, Dorian Thompson. I mean, he's projected 157 pass yards. I mean, that's just pathetic.
Yeah, bro, what is that? What is he averaging? 50 yards? Like, dude,
Let me see games where
DTR
he's,
is not NFL ready, man. He's not. I don't care what anyone says.
and I don't
That
think he ever will be. But
No, it's terrible. I mean, at least Tyler Huntley has at least something going on here, but this is exactly why we have a total the way it is. And this is exactly why the line moved the way it is. I do think that this is an under spot. I mean, if you look at it, Dolphins have a very small chance of making the playoffs, right? Now, they're not disqualified yet, but they have a very small chance. They need to win out, and they need losses from the Broncos and the Chargers, which I don't personally think they're probably going to be getting. I mean, so it's very slim. They are the much better team here as a whole, if you ask me. Meaning, even without Tua, the Miami Dolphins are still the better team here. I get they're on the road. We just seen the Browns get rocked. I mean, absolutely rocked in 3 straight games. Yes, Tyler Huntley is coming in. Well, apparently he's coming in. I think he is. This line has it written all over it. Uh, I still got to take Miami in this game, man. If I'm forced to pick, I do think you take the under in this game. But I do think that you got to look at Miami here. I don't know. I really don't know where else to go, man. I mean, with Tua not being out, where do you think Huntley is going to go? I mean, do you think this is a good spot for Smith? Um, you know, maybe A Chain steps up here. I just don't know, bro. I really don't. I don't know where to
I don't
go.
know either. It's tough. I mean, I don't think Jalen Waddle's playing. I mean, you gotta like Johnny Smith has really played out of his mind. He's played above anyone's expectations this year. And I remember he was a player who kept Kyle Pitts, kind of on the sidelines last season in Atlanta. I mean, if there was somebody to target on the Miami side, I would say Johnny Smith is probably the guy.
What I was
I
thinking.
love Devon A. Chain, but I mean, it's just can they even get in the end zone territory? I mean, like it's really that bad. On the Brown side, if I had to like just be like, okay, like here's a prop that I would consider doing, it would probably be Jerome Ford. I think 20 receiving yards is very doable. I mean, there's no Nick Chubb, Cedric Tillman's out, David Njoku's out. I mean, like I said, I do not have I have 0.0% faith in DTR as a player.
Me too.
I've seen enough to where I'm just like, it's just, I can't watch this anymore. But I mean, I think Jerome Ford, to get some dump off passes, a screen, and get 39 yards receiving last game with DTR as a starter. If I had to choose, I'd probably Johnny Smith on the Dolphin side receiving yards, and I'd probably take Jerome Ford for the same bet on the. But it's a game that I'm really just staying away
Yep.
from.
I think you get into some kind of like weird props here, like any quarter to end scoreless here at a plus 145.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one. Any quarter in this game to end scoreless at a plus 145 is good value. I also think you got to look for the Browns team total interceptions over one or over point five is at a plus 105. I mean, you go look at their last 7 of their last 8 games against the Dolphins. the Browns have recorded one interception. And today you got Tyler Huntley coming in. I mean, this just looks like a game that is going to be ruled. The day will be ruled by defense. I don't think any of these offenses are really going to get going. I mean, we got a total here that is set at 33, guys. It is set at 33 for a reason. I mean, 7 of the Dolphins' last 8 road games have gone under the total points. I mean, this is one of the lowest totals we have seen all year. I have to, man. I have to go with the under here. I love the Browns interception look. So you can either take the Browns team interceptions over or take Huntley to throw an interception. I think the better value is with the Browns team interceptions over, but we can look and see what Huntley is. It's probably the same thing, honestly. So interceptions for Tyler Huntley over, yes, it's a plus 105, same thing. So I do like that one. I like Tyler Huntley to throw an interception here. DTR is probably another good look, but he's at a minus 105. That's where I'm at on this one, prop.
Yeah, there's really not much to be excited about in the Browns and Dolphins, unless Tua somehow miraculously does play. But it's not
Nah,
looking like
he's out, bro. Tyler Huntley's getting the start, in my opinion. If I'm wrong about that, man, y'all can bash me. I'm sorry for giving bad information. But from what I'm looking at right here, man,
Oh, that game total definitely
yeah,
screams
man.
that.
And even the line dropping the way it did. I mean, this bitch was at a 7. Now it's at a 3. Yeah, I can't.
That's gonna be that game is just gonna be very good for when the Vikings and Packers are in commercial break.
Right.
It's gonna serve its purpose.
Yep. Facts.
It's gonna serve its
Just a
purpose
switch over.
as the commercial break game.
Yep.
Just the quick switch over. Oh, okay. It's been about a couple minutes.
Yep.
Let's go back to the Packers and Vikings. And am I excited
Yep.
for that
I bet the
game.
guys who are hosting Red Zone today are pretty excited because a lot of these games, we're not going to see much Red Zone action, man. So if you guys plan on watching NFL Red Zone today, just be prepared to be watching just a couple teams play.
7 hours.
Yes.
Commercial free football. No, there's just not oh man, there's nothing like it. And we only have what this week and
Dude,
next
I
week.
love NFL Red
Man.
Zone, bro.
It hurts my heart to know that the NFL
Dude,
season was already
I know,
almost
dude.
over.
Went so fast. Hey, you're a better man. If you're a better and you enjoy watching the games, man, and because of you betting the way I do, NFL Red Zone is a must. I mean, it is an
Oh,
absolute must,
100%.
man. I love it. I think that they just everything about it is great. The announcing is so much better than regular games. Everything is just good about it. All right, let's get on to this game, man. Possibly the best game of the night. We got actually, in my opinion, it is the best game of the night. We got the Packers
Oh, 100%.
taking on the Minnesota Vikings. This game is at 425 here. And this is a damn near pick 'em, man. Another game that I've seen flip flop a couple times. Packers getting 1 point here on the road, heading into Minnesota. Minnesota is a 1 point favorite, minus 112 on the money line for Minnesota at home, and the Packers are a minus 108 on the money line. We got a total at a 49. It's favored to the under at a minus 112. So I did it. This is the featured article on my website. If you guys want to go to theoutletSV.com, we have daily featured articles on the website every day for all different sports. So this is the featured article. I gave out the over in this game on my featured article, but I'm going to give you guys the Packers on the show because I gave them as my dog of the day on my YouTube channel. So the Packers are my dog of the day today at +1 at a minus 108. This is one of the best games we have today. And I'm impressed what I've seen with Green Bay, man. I have to admit. I mean, you look, the only thing holding Green Bay back, honestly, in my opinion, prop, is Jordan Love. And I say that with respect. I mean, Jordan Love is good. I love what he's doing and everything. I mean, I think he has a ton of potential. But right now, I think he is the flaw in Green Bay. I think his decisions are poor. I think he needs to learn how to.
He's been much much better
He has been
as
playing
of late.
better. I just think that he could take care of the ball better, and all this comes with time, like it does. Like And I get that. But right now, that's what I see the only flaw is in Green Bay. I love this Green Bay Packers.
He has one interception. He only has one interception in his last 6 games. So I mean, that's
Yeah,
something.
very
It's
true.
nine
Very true.
touchdowns.
I mean, he's been better.
So I mean,
But this O line, dude, this Packers O line is is terrific, man. Their run defense is terrific. Their run game under Jacobs is amazing. Then you got that really good secondary they got. Like, there is not too much you can dislike about Green Bay right now. Like, I think this team is going to be a real threat in the postseason, man. I really do. And I think they're going to make a huge statement today. I truly do. I think this is a spot for Green Bay to come out and just make a huge statement and let everyone know they are for real. There's a reason why this line is so short here. Don't get me wrong. I respect the shit out of the Vikings. Um, I just think that, I just think with with the
it's
line and
tough.
everything I've seen from the Packers, man, I have to go with them here. This is their chance to make a statement, and I think they do it right before playoffs. So give me the Packers in this one. I like them to win this game outright.
And I am very very torn on this game. I mean, the Vikings are at home. Sam Darnold, I mean, he's played very very well. I think we've seen the Vikings defense kind of start being exposed a little bit over the last few games. They've allowed 20 points over the last 4 or 5 games. I think, man, it's really tough. If I had to just if I had to consider, if I had to pick one, I'd probably go the Packers. I think they've played just slightly better football the last few weeks, but I mean, like I said, you can't take anything away from what the Vikings are
Yep.
doing this season either. I like I like Aaron Jones. I wrote down some names that I definitely want to make sure we include on our touchdown parlay. I think Aaron Jones against his former team. There's a narrative there. They've tried. Oh my gosh, I had him for a touchdown in the first matchup. And I think actually I was on the podcast that same week. I'm almost sure of that because we were talking about that, and they tried so hard to get him in
Yep.
the end zone in that game. He scored in 3 straight games. I think they're going to really try and get him in the end zone today. I have him down for over six. I think it's over 63 and a half rush yards. I'm pretty sure I put him down for him. He had he had what? Yeah, I think he had almost 100 in the first matchup. I think they're going to have to rely on him in a tough divisional game a little bit here. I'm not sure. I really don't know how this is going to go. I think it's going to be a close back and forth game. I think it might be a little bit lower scoring than we might think. I could. Oh man, like I said, I'm really torn. I could see it going a lot of different
Yeah, I mean,
directions,
I can't blame you, dude.
but
It's a tough
you know,
fucking game. It really is. I mean, I do think this is a game where we see just two teams really go head to head, and we just see some real good football from both sides. I truly do. I think we see scoring. I think this game is going to be everything that it's cooked up to be. And that is, it's cooked up to be the best game of the week. And I think it's going to be exactly that. There are a couple guys, man. You mentioned Josh Jacobs is probably a really good look. Aaron Jones is probably an even better look. The narrative is amazing in this one for Aaron Jones. I think it's a great look, man. You could take his rushing yards at 60 plus at a minus 135. I mean, he's hit 70 plus rushing yards in the Vikings' last 3 games. I don't see why he wouldn't come out here and get 60 today. I do think a sneaky look might not be sneaky, but especially when you look on Sunday. I mean, Tucker Kraft has been finding the end zone for Green Bay. He's at a plus 170 today. That's just too much value. I can't pass that up, bro. I like Tucker Kraft today for an anytime touchdown, man. Plus 170. I think it's the best value in the game when it comes to a touchdown scorer, honestly. Maybe Hawkinson on the other side at a plus 215
hmm
might be a little better. because we have seen him. I mean, you go look at his last 3 games, 4 games against the Packers, and Hawkinson has found the end zone. So he's actually found.
I would say Jordan Addison would probably be if I were to pick, somebody. I mean, Jordan Addison's been scoring touchdowns. I mean, I see his line as high as what
Yeah, that's
plus
actually
180.
not bad value neither. You're right on that. So let me ask you a question. If you were looking at this game, right, without looking on the internet or anything like that, where would you think the public would be at? The majority of people betting, who do you think they're betting in this game? You think they're betting on the Packers or
Hmm.
you think they're betting on the Vikings?
I feel I feel the majority's on the Packers. I don't know why. I just have that feeling that people are kind of getting behind Green Bay right now, and just how. But like I said, I mean, it's hard. They beat the Saints. What was it, like 31-0? I mean, you can't really use a game like that to measure, how they're doing. The Vikings have kind of. I don't want to say they've lucked into wins, but they've won some battles that could have went the
Yep.
other direction. I'd say Green Bay's looked a little bit more dominant as of late. But I mean, it's a coin flip. I really couldn't tell you which. I'm thinking, the more I think about it, I could see the total. I could see definitely more than 50 points scored between both teams in this game. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I really do. I like this. I like the over in this game, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can bet on one of the teams to win. It's too 50-50 in my head. Packers. If the Packers are at home, that'd make me feel a lot better about Green Bay. But going into Minnesota, I'm sure it's. I don't know how the weather is exactly. I'm sure it's freezing in both
Yeah.
places. I know that, but
Let me look it up.
like I said, if I had to, gosh, I want to say the Packers win this game, but man, if I'm wrong, I would not be
Yeah,
surprised
this
at
is
all.
a tough game. I think it's going to be a good game to watch. Like I said, I really do think that we should be definitely pulling some player props out of this one, man. For sure. So I don't know. I like it a lot. I do like this game. I think there's a lot we could like. There's a lot you could hit in this game from a same game parlay perspective. So you think Aaron Jones should be the guy that we add on the touchdown for this one? Is that what you were saying in the beginning, Aaron
Absolutely,
Jones,
I
or
think I it's his turn to score against
all
Green
right?
Bay. They really tried. I'm looking. How many red zone attempts did he have in that first matchup? It was, man. They tried so hard. It was actually hard to watch. I was like, man, they were. You had 4 red zone rush attempts. You just
All right, we'll stick with it, man. We'll stick with it. I think we're both kind of agreeing on the over in this one, though. Um, I think that's where we stick to for the pick on this game is the over, and we look at Aaron Jones some type of way in this game. Like I said, I do think that this is a tough game to pick on. Um, I personally really like the Packers to pull this out, but the over is probably the safer play. All right, we got one last game to talk
Yeah, I
about, man.
agree.
We got the Falcons taking on the Commanders, bro. So this is a big game for both teams. This is Sunday night football here. To wrap up our night. You got the Falcons heading into Washington here. You got the Falcons as a 3.5 point underdog on the road, where you got the Commanders laying 3.5 points in this game. You got a total of 46, man. Locked up on both sides at a -110. The Commanders are a -175 on the money line, and the Falcons are a +145 on the money line. I am backing the Falcons in this game. Yeah, man, I'm backing them, bro.
Ooh,
I think the Falcons. We already said they're tied with Tampa, man. They're tied with Tampa. A win here would be humongous because who do the Falcons play next? They have Carolina next week, man. And my God, that would just really shit all over Tampa if the Falcons won this game somehow. Um, you know, and we have seen the defense improve a lot. But this is a huge step up game. All right. And I'm a little nervous about that because this is a huge step up game for the Falcons on the road. Compared to recent competition that the Falcons have played, I mean, you're stepping into the Lions' den on this one. So that does worry me. I think this team, if the Falcons were to ever come out in a game and just leave it all out on the field, this would be that game, right? This is the game where the Falcons
Hmm.
have played all year to get where they're at. This is the game that is like ultimately putting you in that position to get in the playoffs, bro. Like this is that game where every team has that game where it's like this is the game. You know what I mean? And for the Falcons, this is that game. I mean, this is the game where the Falcons come out and have to leave it all out on the field, man. And I think they do just that. Washington, the one thing I think that the Falcons have advantage with Washington is Washington, they turn over the ball a lot. Okay, Washington, they turn over the ball a lot. And I think ultimately that could be a problem here. I think that the Falcons been good at forcing turnovers. And I think the Falcons defense steps up in big moments and makes them key plays, makes them key stops, or forces a turnover in a key position. I think that's what's going to ultimately make the Falcons win this game. And also, if you look at this line, you can't tell me this line is not begging you to take the Commanders. I mean, laying 3.5 here with the Commanders at home, even a -175 money line looks really good with the Commanders here. Like, let me parlay the Commanders with the Bills real quick. You know what I mean? Or anything. It
Right.
just looks really fucking easy to back the Commanders here. This line screams Falcons. I think this is the Falcons game where they have muscled up all year for this game. I think they leave it all out on the field, man. Give me the Falcons here plus the points. I think they make this one a game.
Ooh, that's a bold. That's very bold. Because I can't really agree. I don't know. I don't know if I saw. It's tough. It's really tough because we don't really know what we haven't really seen Michael Penix yet. We saw him play against the Giants last week. He looked
Exactly. Huge
okay,
step up spot.
but I mean that's against the Giants. This is really this is going to be the test game to where did we make the right decision? Pivoting from Kirk Cousins so late into the year. Yes, Kirk Cousins played like crap. Was throwing interceptions left and right. I mean, it's a very bold decision to change quarterbacks when you're in a position still to make the playoffs. It really just depends on how Washington comes out. I mean, they love to, you know, be down early in the game and find crazy ways to either win or make things interesting. I think the key to success for the Falcons would have to be just to feed B. John Robinson. It's the only way I think they have a chance, control the clock, kind of keep Jaden Daniels off the field. As someone who's had the Falcons defense in fantasy football the last 2 weeks, I think they've scored either maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns the last two
Yeah.
weeks. So I mean, I still like the Commanders. I like Jaden Daniels to kind of have a big game on prime time. He's one of his completions at 20 and a half. I'm sure the line's probably moved a little bit. I'd still take it at 21 and a half. I think is one of my main plays today. I like him to. He's had over 21 completions in 5 straight games, 7 of his last 10. If you take away the game where he got hurt, so he hit the over in 75% of games this year. I don't know. I like the Commanders. I think they're the better team overall, but I think the Falcons, if they can control the clock, get Bijan Robinson heavily involved, and find success in the run game, I just don't know if I can trust Michael Penix. But there's just not enough sample size to
Yeah.
really
I mean,
tell at this
today,
point. I
you
mean,
already said it. Today's going to be the day if the Falcons made the right choice or not. You're going to know here for sure, without a doubt.
yeah, because I mean, a loss today, then I mean, and I don't foresee the Buccaneers losing earlier against the Panthers. Who are they playing today? We talked about. They're not playing. Are they
The
playing the Panthers?
Buccaneers? No, they're playing. Yeah, they are. They're playing the Panthers.
Yeah, they're playing
Yep.
the Panthers. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're
what I
playing the
thought. Yeah,
Panthers.
I don't foresee that. I don't foresee them losing the game. So by the time we get to Sunday Night Football, all the eyes are going to be on. Okay, like Michael Penix needs to do this to win. To get his team into the playoffs as a rookie quarterback, second start. It's going to be interesting, but I'd still like I like the Commanders. They put up a lot of points. I don't, even against really good defenses, they put up 30 plus against the Eagles last week. And I know there's going to be people that are probably going to watch this or be like, oh well, if Jalen Hurts didn't get hurt,
Of course.
yada yada yada. But I mean, they still put up. If you watch the Eagles play this year, I mean, their defense is good. I mean, they have made good teams look bad. I'll just put it that way. So I like the Commanders. I like them to cover 3.5, but it really just kind of if the Falcons find success in the run game, I think it gets very interesting. They just got to slow down the game. Well, you got to speed up the game, as in take time off the clock, but they got to slow down the game and try and take control of time possession in order to have a chance, in my opinion.
All right. Well, hey man, it's going to be a good game, man. This is honestly, guys, man. We had a bunch of people in here today, man. This was a great show. We're going to end the show with a touchdown parlay for you guys, and then obviously me and Prop are going to give you guys our single play of the day. So I mean, let's get into it, man. We got the games kicking off here in about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes. So let's get right into the touchdown parlay. Prop, I'm gonna let you take care of this one. I know we have a bunch of them written down. I know our first leg is going to be in this Bills game, and it is obviously going to be Josh Allen anytime touchdown to start off this parlay. Who is our next leg in our touchdown parlay today?
All the two other names I have written down that need to be on this, I really like Tajay Spears to score a touchdown today. I just have he's like say he scored 4 touchdowns the last 2 weeks. No Tony Pollard playing against the Jaguars, who allow, I think was it the second or first? I mean, they allow the 6th most rushing touchdowns, the most passing touchdowns. He's a player that can do it on both ends. I really like Tajay Spears, especially at plus money. And I mentioned it earlier. I think Aaron Jones, I think they're going to make sure he finds the end zone against his former team today. And then outside of that, I mean, you can throw some darts. You can you can add some gimmies. I mean, obviously, I think Saquon Barkley scoring, I'd put the house on him to score a touchdown today.
I like his 2+ on that one. All right. So
yeah,
we're going to keep it for the 3 for the show. It's still at plus 599. It's great value. We're going to do Josh Allen, anytime touchdown. Aaron Jones, anytime touchdown. Tajay Spears, anytime touchdown. All 3 of them parlayed together is a plus 599. I think that is incredible value. I think it could definitely happen. I don't see no reason why it's not going to happen. I mean, I like it a lot. These they're separated well. They're priced pretty well. The only one that I don't necessarily see a lot of value in is Aaron Jones, but that's okay because I think the Josh Allen and Tajay Spears makes up for it. Plus 599 for these 3 guys to find the end zone. I think together collectively is great value, man.
Let me go ahead and place that myself.
So just so y'all know, if you put $10 on this, obviously, it's paying, $69, $70. So, not bad at all, man. And I think it's a really good bet. I also think that you should obviously put quite a few units on Josh Allen anytime touchdown at a plus 110. It's actually moved up in value. So I do like it a lot. All right, so let's get to the best bet of the day for you. Prop, what is your best bet of the day, man?
Yeah, I just mentioned it, and I'm going to go right back to it. I like Jaden Daniels over 20.5 completions. It's against. I mean, the matchups there, the narratives there, the data's there. I think there's no Austin Eckler still for the Commanders. I think the Falcons. I'm just pulling up some data right now. I mean, the Falcons, allow the fourth most completions to opposing quarterbacks. It's going to be a game where both teams, are going to be motivated to win. And I think Jaden Daniels, he's on primetime television. Wants to make sure he stamps his Rookie of the Year award, and I think he has a very solid game against the Falcons, and I like him to get over 20 and a half completions today. That's my favorite play today.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm actually going to go up to this 1 o'clock game here, man. Where actually is it a 1 o'clock game? Think it is. We're going to go to Downs, man. We're going to go to Josh Downs. I'm taking his as my best bet. I love it, man. Me and you both kind of agreed on it here. I mean, I think you could take his receptions if you want. I'm personally going after his receiving yards. 60 plus receiving yards for Josh Downs against the Giants. Looks great to me at a minus 120. I think it's great value. I think it's a good look, man. I see no reason why he shouldn't get that and his receptions today. And I would not be surprised if he doesn't find the end zone today as well. I think Josh Downs has a huge day for the Colts. So I'm going to be looking at Josh Downs 60 plus receiving yards as my best bet at a minus 120. All right.
I like
Yeah,
it.
so that's that's the NFL slate for y'all today, man. We had almost 900 people in here today, man. Um yeah,
Oh,
which
wow.
is right now 883. So absolutely incredible, man. Yeah,
That's
y'all
awesome.
showed up big today. Really appreciate every single one of y'all. Obviously the difference of the show is me having a co-host with Prop Kitchen, man. Absolutely appreciate your time and bring. Yeah,
Thank you for
man,
having me.
love having you on the show, man. Especially with your props. I wrote a lot of shit down today. Um, I hope you guys did as well. That's why we're here. We're here to bounce off of each other, and we're here to beat the books together. It's exactly what this show is about, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you, man? And if you have any kind of services you run or anything, just where they can find you. I'm going to put your thing up now.
Yeah,
So you guys can hit the QR code and find all of his links at this QR code.
absolutely. Well, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. I appreciate it. It obviously you can find me on X at Prop Kitchen, and if you click on my Beacons link, you can find my premium service, and as part of Dub Club, I have a VIP Discord, and I have about 10 other cappers who are dedicated to cooking up some wins for everybody. NBA, NFL, I'm mixing some esports, MLB whenever the time comes. But I formed a really good team. I kept the price at just $20 a month, and you get 8 or 9 people's plays. Everything that we do is all in there. But really, just on X, which is where I've kind of always been. I hit over 10,000 followers a couple days, about a week or two ago, and I'm very grateful for
Absolutely
that. So I
amazing,
do
man.
appreciate everyone that tuned in and has supported. And I'm looking forward to 2025, and I'm looking forward to today first and cashing out some wins. And I really appreciate you having me. And I think we covered a lot, and we really good analysis here, and I'm excited to see how
Yeah,
today
so
plays
am
out.
I, man. I have a feeling I'm going to be doing quite a bit of. I like to do flashbacks on Plug Talk, where I put them on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, where I do little snips
Oh yeah,
of little like clips of the show where we shout out certain plays that hit. I have a feeling I'm going to be working extra hard today. I think we gave out some really good plays, and I think I'm going to have a couple flashbacks I'm going to have to make. Man, like I said, dude, you just giving us your time today, man, coming on stream and just talking, letting people know that there is a real guy and a real capper behind the logo is a beautiful thing. That is something a lot of cappers don't do. You know what I mean? They won't come on stream and talk sports.
no,
So
absolutely.
absolutely appreciate you coming on here, man, and doing this with me. everything goes smoother with another with another opinion on the show. So man, I really appreciate it,
Of
and I'm
course.
sure all of our listeners do as well. So if you guys don't know me, I'm the plug. I know we got a lot of probably new people in here, thanks to Prop. So if you guys don't know me, I am the plug. I run the Outlet SV Discord. It's the Outlet Sports Ventures. We got the outletsv.com, where I give out free articles every day. They're in-depth articles. I mean, you can go and look at them. They're pretty good, man. I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into those articles. So you guys can go to the website, check it out. I also have a free Discord. Everything is on the website. You go to the outletsv.com. You can see everything that the Outlet Sports Ventures is about. I also have a Beacons link in my bio on Twitter that you could use, the same as Prop. And I also running a special right now for the show, $10 for 3 months, man, only for this show. And you guys can thank Prop if you guys do take advantage of it. So special promo for the show, having Prop on here, man. Appreciate every single one of you guys that tuned in today. Prop, special thanks to you, bro. Today's show was great. We got about 10 minutes
Absolutely.
until kickoff. We want to get everyone out of here so they can place their bets. Prop, you want to close this out? You got anything else you want to say?
Let's win some fucking
fucking
money today.
man. I'll see you guys at the fucking window. All right, Prop, I appreciate you, man. Have a great day, everyone. Yes, sir. This was
Absolutely.
Plug Talk Sports, man. We go live 7 days a week, every day. We're going to have Prop back on here soon again. Make sure you guys tune in, man. Go check out our YouTube. Go check out Prop Kitchen, man. He gives out free gems every day. And we appreciate everyone, man.